Darlene Taylor of Darlene Taylor Murals is another staple of the arts community here, inside and outside of Texarkana. You may know her from her 22 murals around Texarkana, the Queen, Newhope, and Camden, just to name a few. This even includes the walls of our after-party location, Water Bayou, right down the street on Texas Boulevard. You may also know Darlene from painting live in the downtown live events, or from the fabulous costumes you will hear about this evening, or that you can see in our current exhibit that Jennifer had mentioned. She has some work in our show, so if you've not seen that yet, please make sure that you go and see that. In addition to being an artist, Darlene served in the military from 1988 to 1990, edited for several television stations from 1996 to 2014, and as you can see, became a fabulous costume designer from 2012 to today. Darlene has been voted the most remarkable woman of Texarkana, Arkansas by the Arklatex Channel 6 News in Shreveport. And even last year, she received a TRAHC Hero award for her work in the community, including teaching students for both a summer ArtWall camp and in association with the Tough Kookie Foundation that is raising awareness for breast cancer. And she's also currently at Texas Middle School teaching students about comic books and how to make comic books. So she's had a lot of community outreach and engagement. In her words, Darlene Taylor is an award-winning mural artist, hero, cool chick, and the Andy's wife. Please help me in welcoming Darlene Taylor.
For the Texarkana Renaissance Fair. We have a French court that about 20 or so of us that's originally from the Texarkana area and different other areas all got together, and we now travel to different Renaissance fairs. The hero part's a little hard to explain because I saved a man's life. He suffered cardiac arrest, and I did CPR till the paramedics got there, and he survived. He actually was dead. He hit before dead. But because I did CPR, he was able to survive, and he's walking around now. And so, and he's still here. Kind of all-around cool chick, but you know, what can I say? I do a lot of stuff. I like doing what I do. I like painting and creating and making something out of nothing so that everyone can look at it, admire it, maybe even perhaps wear it themselves. I've made a lot of things for even some of the folks that are here. I've made items for. And so I am so happy to present to you the things that I do. Well, sorry. Yeah, that's cornbread. So that is to show that I'm not always perfect. No one is. There's times when I always get, oh, Darlene, is there anything that you can't do? Well, there you go. I can't do that. So, what is cosplay? I'm going to start off with my favorite thing is cosplay is a combination of words that was invented in Japan in 1984. It's a combination of costumes and play. So you get cosplay. Now the very first cosplay started back in 1902 when a gentleman dressed up as a space alien and scared a bunch of people. Cool. And got arrested. He went to the skating rink, dressed up as Skarsgård, the alien, with his wife, and they rolled around the skating rink and got arrested. So that's known someone outbid who they are not. Now, cosplay really is something that everybody here has done. You may not have gone extreme in the 20-pound outfit, but you've worn red makeup or blue makeup on your face at the football game. You dressed up in your favorite jersey for the basketball game. You've gone to a wedding where some angry bride made you wear an ugly dress. That and other things are form of cosplay and costuming. We never know it because we think that it's just our normal activity. But wearing clothes that you don't normally wear for one event is dressing up as cosplay. Now, I like this. This is a reason that I've done this because it is a take on a historical outfit done as cosplay. The pendants are set up from military outfits. Of course, the tribal panels that's on the bottom, and then of course the collar. And what it's used for is made for Renaissance fairs. Am I just going to squeeze between two pictures? I think I am. Go to the next picture. It showed the bridge just fine. Let's see why I only have two pictures. Oh, yay! So, Japanese cosplay. So, it started in Japan. Of course, in 1984, they have a humongous Japanese Comic-Con there. And most of what everyone dressed up in is anime or manga costumes. That's what it started out as. And of course, we have elaborated on that with movies and television, comic books, Renaissance fairs. Now it's a whole gambit of stuff. Speaking of gambit, it's a whole gambit of stuff now that we dress up for. This is some of the Japanese anime costumes. And most of what cosplayers do is take that costume and then recreate it so that they are just as fabulous as their favorite anime or comic book or movie character. God bless you. Okay, here I am in my Thanos at Comic-Con. Thanos is right here. I couldn't get all of him in here because he's a lot of character. So there's my Thanos. And of course, right next to me, of course, is LeVar Burton, because that's why we into him. Now, next to him is my ex-husband, Daniel. You'll probably see him a lot because he makes me make his costumes. And he's Barf from Spaceballs. And I made this costume because he came over and he went, I want to be Barf. And I went, good luck with that. He says, no, we're going to Comic-Con tomorrow. And I went, yeah, I need an outfit. Good luck with it. And he says, no, we need it now. So I went to Lowe's, and I got my hazmat suit, and I went and got some of my EVA foam, which I'll get into soon. And I cut it out, and I glued it on, and he became Barf in 2 hours. Wow. And of course, they chose this as their Geekcon logo for the next year in their advertising. And that's my friend Natalie. And comic book characters at Comic-Cons are fantastic people. I don't know if you've met any or know any or are one or is one. But comic book character cosplayers are my favorite. This is me and my Rockford Peaches. And I met, of course, the Nightwing, which is my favorite, and Robin. And their costumes is actually made out of the same material as this, and that's EVA foam. EVA foam is what we use to make all of our costumes. That's, I don't know who I was beating up that day. But I was dressed to impress. So I had these gauntlets on, and they just fit on your shoulders. And they connect with with Velcro. And I love them. These are the best thing. They're lightweight. After the show, you guys can come up and look and handle. I'm not one of those touchy-feely people. You can touch all the stuff. It's good. Now, most of you have never been to a Comic-Con. There's shows, guest stars, mostly comic book writers, movie writers, people who've been in TV shows. Oh yeah. So this is Dale again. And of course, he came to me the day of and went, "I want to be Darth Vader." And I went, "Good luck with that." He says, "No, I need to be Darth Vader." And I went, "Okay, you do know that I need some time." And he went, "You can do it." And I did it. So I made the chest plate out of EVA foam and some paint. He had the lightsaber and he had the helmet. I went into my fabric stash and I made him a cape and a shirt, and he already had the black pants, and he walked out as Darth Vader out of the house.
That's awesome.
I know, right? I had to look at some kids. And of course, he was a highlight of the, no one looked at me in my outfit I took 2 weeks on. I know, right? I was upset. But everyone wanted, and he did that with Garth. When he was Garth, everybody wanted to take a picture with him. Did they take a picture with me? No, I don't want to do that. But they took a picture with him. And you know, that makes me proud that I was able to do something that he wanted to be and to execute it. But I wanted you to know, it's simple. What I do is not hard, says the lady in the big dress. It's not hard. All it does, it takes a little preparation, have a bunch of stuff on hand, never throw anything away, and to enjoy the process of making it and enjoy the process of the person that you made stuff for enjoying it. And how do I do that? Well, first I draw, and I get my ideas of what I want to make. So when I'm doing a historical outfit, I do everything from undergarments to small details. Also, I kind of play around with different styles. I'll look at historical pictures to get inspiration from that. And what you see in the corner, look, I found the button, Chris. I'm so happy. Okay, what you see in the corner right there is this. So I drew it up. I knew I needed to be a fairy for my fairy friend. And she said, "You want to be a fairy?" I went, "Yeah, it hadn't crossed my mind, but why not?" And so I needed an outfit because I don't fairy. So I needed an outfit. So I took some ideas of the different dresses that I liked and came up with this. And these are more different dresses that I'm going to make, that I haven't made, but I'm going to make. And some more ideas of what I'm going to make. So there's my Thanos. There is Lori Petty. She is the person on League of Their Own who was a Sister Kit. And I was walking around in my Rockford Peaches, and all of a sudden I heard someone scream at me, "There's no crime in baseball." Who is this crazy lady yelling at me? And she ran up on me. And she did. She ran up on me. And when I love it, I never get to see anyone dressed up as Peach. And I kind of stared at her, and her voice sounded familiar, and I realized who she was. And she wanted a picture, and of course I said, of course, and she put me on her Instagram, me and her. Now, this outfit, this my cosplay evilness, is my 80-pound, which is why it's not here, Calypso outfit. It even has a monkey. There's a monkey right there. And yes, I did make a monkey jack. So this is my Calypso, and I'll show you how I make those. This is my cosplay for my Wakanda Dora Milaje. And when I made this, there was no patterns to it. So most of everything that I make, I draft my own patterns. Think really, really hard. Eat a Pop-Tart. And then start making. You need a sugar, you need caffeine, let me tell you. Now this is my craft room. Now those crazy things that are on the floor, you might recognize those if you have a kindergartner or a small child or a very, very disruptive husband. Those are floor mats that connect together, the little puzzle mats. Those are EVA foam. That's the thickest one. They make them up to 20 millimeters, which is about half an inch. Now, that crazy guy on the part, that is my alien predator, which is on the end here, which I could not bring him because, well, he's scary. And so I have all of my stuff in this room. This is where I create. So I have all my paints, I have all my brushes, I have all my glues, I have all my little accessories. This is where I keep my helmets. This is where I keep my predator. Right here is where I keep all my weapons, which you must have in case somebody come over unexpectedly. You must have weapons. So this is my British red coat. And the reason that I'm outside is because I locked myself out of the house. And so I might as well take pictures of myself. But luckily I had an Andy, and he came over and rescued me and brought me pizza and let me back into my house. So this is a close-up of the Thanos before I painted it. I painted the whole thing gold, and also I made what's a polite way? The chest area out of yoga mats. So the rubber and foam that you can use for cosplays is unlimited. Of course, my Attack on Titan in front of the Doctor Who. Now, how do I get my ideas? So my ideas come from television, movies, all kind of movies. But this gentleman is from the BBC Musketeers, which I'm sure some of you are familiar with that show. And I like his little outfit. He looks snazzy. I went, you know what? I can pull that off. I can do it. So that is what I did. I made my Musketeer outfit based on this. And I did the same thing. I drew, and then I sketched and cut out, and I made. As you can see, I'm very happy to be in my Musketeer outfit. And that has actually happened because I have showed up to Lowe's dressed up as a pirate and ended up in the office. So, EVA foam, we're going to get into how to use it. EVA foam is craft foam that you get from the Dollar Tree. You get that your little kids, they cut out the little shapes and make magnets out of, or you make Christmas ornaments and little projects at home. That is the smallest, that's the thinnest. It's, I think it's like 0.01 millimeter. So that's the thinnest. And then I'm going to give you some tips and tricks as we go through this. So as you can see, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3, 5, 10 is the thickness of EVA foam. The black EVA is your normal, everyday EVA foam. The white EVA foam is a little specialized. That is what you use when you have like lights, LED lights on your costume. You use that to cover over your LED lights because it's see-through. You can also use it on helmets and different things. The stuff you have to have, which no one told me that I didn't learn later, you have to have all the stuff. So, in order to use anything, you have to have paints of different metallics. I love metallic paint, coppers, silvers, gold, different colors. You can use acrylics, which is the best way to go because water-based works really well in EVA foam because it seals. The police, the resistance, my French is bad, now my French lesson here, that's terrible, is Mod Podge, because that's what you're going to use to seal it so that it's waterproof. Of course, glues, and then you have your accent, there we go. And then you have your accent paints and brushes, of course, and different glues. You have to have chalk, caulking chalk, brushes, and these horrible little things that I hate that are no good for nothing. But they're wonderful to glue your EVA foam together. This is what an EVA foam looks like. It comes in rolls. You get it at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's. Yeah, Michael's. And it's in the crafting section. EVA also comes as a putty, so you can shape it. And that's what I used to shape the front of my little tiger seal, I guess the little panther seal. That's putty EVA foam. And like I said, it is just those, the thick ones, are the ones that you can use for the placemats. So don't go over to your kindergarten class and go steal placemats. But that's what it is. This is made from that placemat. So as you can see on the inside, it has a little same little texture. The other side is smooth. That's what lays down on the floor. And then you walk on that part. And you can shape that with a heat gun to get the shape that you need. They also come in dowels. That's a heat gun. They also come in dowels. So you cut it circles, squares, all your stuff. How do you do it? Well, first you have to create a pattern. You cut that pattern out of your EVA foam. You glue said EVA foam. You push said glue EVA foam together. You make sure that your EVA foam is pushed together hard enough so it does not come apart, because it will happen. And it'll happen to you like in public. With a bunch of little kids looking at you. And you will have a malfunction. So make sure that it's put together. And then once that's done, it's pretty much finished other than painting, sealing it. And one little hint what you can do with your EVA foam, with your hot glue gun, is to go over the whole thing. And that basically closes the pores of it. Because this thing is very porous. Before you paint it and prime it, make sure that you go over the whole thing with your hot glue gun, your hot air gun. But your hot glue gun is your friend. I use contact cement, super glue, and hot glue gun. Hot glue gun is only good for these thicker ones. As you can see, I got it in pores here. That's the only thing a hot glue gun is good for. The smaller, thinner ones that I use like for the hat, use contact cement. Because this has layer over layer over layer, and with the hot glue, it tends to come apart. Especially when it gets hot. It's not happy. So, how do? You make first a mannequin. And we're going over here to figure out. Believe it or not, this is me. And what I did was, I took a very small mannequin that I bought for free. Yeah, I think I bought it for it. Pretty much I paid her money. But I got a small mannequin. Of course, it was not my size. So I had to make one that was my size. So the Andy, and the Andy is my husband. Okay, look here, girl. Don't be going here. And he wrapped me a little too tightly with saran wrap. And then he proceeded to cover that saran wrap with duct tape. And he did a little too giggly. And then he proceeded to cut me out. After that, I was done. But it made a perfect shape of myself. And with that, I was able to fill that shape, put it around the original mannequin, and insert foaming, what's it called? The foaming spray. The expanding foam.
Expanding foam.
Expanding foam inside. And I was able to smush it before it dried. And once it dried, I had a perfectly good mannequin that I could make all of my costumes on. Because I don't know if you know, but they don't make a magazine in Darlene size. It's hard. But to make it easier, that's what you do. If you can't afford a magazine, this cost me $7, $8, because it took 2 cans of foam, and then the saran wrap he had, the duct tape he had. I didn't ask why. And I made a mannequin that fit me. Now you can do it without a mannequin inside. I just did it because I needed something that was human shaped to put it on. But you can use that same process just to fill it all the way up. And they take you 3 cans of expanding foam to fill it all up. Well, it took me 3 cans because I'm a 3-can girl. And fill it up, run a dowel rod or a coal oven, and you'll have yourself a mannequin that fits you. And that is very important for when you're making foam armor, because when you make your pattern, you want it to be able to mold to your shape, because it can fit other people, but if you want it to look good on you and not get hot and it fall off, have it to mold to you. If not, then have someone there who can mold the foam to your body while it's still warm. So you're going to draw out your pattern and design what you want. If it's armor, or whether or not it's an outfit, or if it's full-on costume, or just pieces of the costume. You want it to fit onto you. Once you have it, you can take the heat gun, and this stuff will bend and fold in whatever direction you want it to go. And you hold it until it's cool. Once it cools down, it takes that shape. I have some where I was squeezing it so hard to hold it that my fingerprints are in the foam. So once you draw out your pattern and you design what you want to have, you cut all of those pattern pieces out. And make sure you mark left, right, up, down, front, back, because you will forget. Ask me how to know, because I know. Like, I don't know. Is that the right one? Or is that the right one? While you're making it, you don't know. It will happen to you. So mark your patterns. A good way I have here is inside this pattern. Because I only needed to make one. I didn't want to make no more after I did it. This was my test to see if I could do it. And so inside of that, you'll see I got my patterns. And each pattern piece is numbered. So there's 1, there's 2, and so forth and so on. Once you cut it out, this is a great idea for it. Those little rolling sewing pins, I guess is the little wheels that you use to transfer a pattern through a transfer paper.
Perforator wheel.
That. Get you one of these, because that will poke holes in it. And you will see where it cut. Get you an X-Acto knife. You're going to need one of those bad boys. I use a Dremel. You can use sandpaper, but I have a Dremel. I love my Dremel. It was cheap. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And there's also one at Harbor Freights. You just need a little cheapo. You don't need to spend $100 for a Dremel. Just get you a little cheapo, because this stuff is really soft, worm protection, which I did not do, which is why I'm hoarse. Because not only did I set a fire in my fireplace again, and got smoke inhalation again, but I was spray painting and fixing up my stuff with my driller, and I breathed that in, so now I'm starting to see. So make sure you wear good protection, PPE. And this is what I mean by holding it until it takes that shape, and it will. If you hold it till it cools down, it doesn't take long, just a few seconds, and it will keep that shape until it's heated again, and then it will fall apart. And you can reheat it until it burns. You can reheat it about 2 or 3 times to form the shape. You cut your pieces. Oh, this is the design that you want. And then you'll have, once you glue it all together, you're going to clean up all your edges with caulking. So you're going to use the same caulk that you use for around a baseboard, not the waterproof kind that you would use in a bathtub, not the silicone. You use the white painter's caulk. Use that, and that you use to fill in all your crevices, all your creases to make sure that they're smooth. And then you want to sand it down. Now, once you're finished and painted, you'll end up with whatever design that you've created. I'm going to bust through this really fast because I've been talking long. Let's see. EVA foam comes in different patterns. You can get it in different shapes. And so this is what you need. You need a pattern. Always find patterns online. You can go to Etsy. You can go to some YouTube presenters do have free patterns on the videos that you download. And this is one that I have for my creditor. And you can grab that off of any internet site. And you can, they're everything from free to a few dollars. Some, the Iron Man one, I think, is the most expensive at $20. So historically, what do all of that have to do with historical cosplay? Well, as you know, I like steampunk, and I like historical outfits in case the big dress didn't give it away. Fashion dictates what we wear. And some of it impersonates or expands on cosplay and renaissance. Now this outfit is from Hello Dolly. I made it by just using the picture. It took a little time, but I made it. And all I did was pay attention to all the small details, got a full-size picture of the dress front and back to make the dress that I made. And that was at last year's art show. And then you sneak a friend in and have her take pictures in it. Now, this is Robotech, which is here. All I had was the picture, because they don't make a Robotech pattern. So here is my Robotech. And it's got the patches on both sleeves. And I don't know if anybody remember what Robotech is. Some of you youngins may not know. But this is when I cosplayed as Robotech with Dan in his quickly made Darth Vader. And of course my friends. Where do I get my ideas? From ads. You can look at ads. You can look at stuff that other people have done and make it yourself. Just by following what they have. And go, I can do it. And then you make it. And you wear it. Sometimes I watch videos. And on those videos, I see each little piece. And then I copy those pieces. This dress has elastic on the bottom, but it ties all around. And it pins just like hers did. And then I take it back and compare it to an actual dress from the time period to make sure I have all the details correct. This is an African costume that I was making. I had to look at other African costumes to know what to make for the girls so that they can look almost like the girls that I patterned the costumes off of. Patterns are very important. Drafting what you want is very important. This is the draft from the before. And sneakily taking pictures of your friends in cosplay. This is my friend Lexi. She is the one who is responsible for teaching me how to sew. It's all her fault. And yes, I took a lovely picture of my friend. But you know why I keep it? Because of wings. And I wanted to make wings like her wings. Because I had never been around anyone that had wings. Because I'm too busy usually eating turkey legs and running around in the forest. So I took her wings and reimagined them to make my wings. So these are my wings here that I made. And believe it or not, it's only about 5 different ingredients. It's 16 gauge wire. It is poster board for the inside veins. This crazy stuff called iron-on vinyl. Yeah, that's the same face I made. And then in the wrapping paper, cat knows, the wrapping paper that you use to wrap up baskets with. Cellophane. That's it. The iron-on vinyl glues it all together. So all you have to do is get a heat gun, rub it, and it sticks together to everything. And the vinyl wasn't expensive, Walmart, $9. I have enough to make up to 4 wings. And the gauge wire, unless I want to keep the cows out, I got a lot of that. So all you need is a few pieces and patterns. You must have patterns. You will never know what you might have to make. You can take the sleeve off one, use the bottom off another, use the side off something else. Get yourself patterns. I currently have over 1,100 patterns. I have one room. Oh, let's go back. We're going to go back. How long do I have?
10 minutes.
2 minutes. How many?
10.
10 minutes. All right, we're going back to the room. This is my message. Where's my iron? I was looking for that. Okay. I need to iron my hood. That's where it is. All right, see this? Patterns. You see these drawers? Patterns. You see these drawers up here? Patterns. You see all of these cabinets? Patterns. That's all that's in this room, other than this table. It's nothing but patterns in that room. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of patterns. And even the fancy ones here are important because you may have to use that gauntlet. Right? Remember that gauntlet? Yeah. That gauntlet. Or you might have to use that harness. And then you might have to put it on this. So you never know what you might have to have. I'm making a dress now that's using this bodice, but a Civil War bottom. So you can mix and match what you need. Some things that you can even make out of cardboard. So if you don't have access to the EVA foam, you can use cardboard. And you can treat it the same way that you do EVA foam. This is my friend, Clint, and he makes leather goods. So he also uses patterns for his leather work. So, and grommets the whole thing, and he uses a pattern. There is a pattern for this that you can download or you can buy to make everything. This is what I use for my wings. If you see at the very top, the wing section there, oh no, you're not going to come out easily, but that's how it looks on the bottom. Or you can do this, and you just duct tape. Don't ask me where I got duct tape. You duct tape the wire, and you place a small wire here, and you just cover it over. 5 pieces of stuff cost you less. Maybe all of it together was $40. And they sell the wings online for like $300. Now, I don't have $300 worth of wing quality, but I got wings. What do you want? Oh, what's that? Oh, I dropped my name tag. Because it knows it's almost time. All right, so let's bust through. All right, door to laundry. pieces of it. And I took different pictures of the actual costume. They now make a pattern, so it was redundant for me to do all that. They now make a pattern for it, and you can use that pattern to make my terminology that I have. And like I say, cosplay, you do your research. This dress is from Gone with the Wind. Those are my favorite historical patterns. It's from them. This is my other favorite historical pattern. This is from Truly Victorian. If you go downstairs to the dress set downstairs, that is the pattern that I use for that dress. This is one of the dresses that I made for my wedding for my friend. That's another flower girl dress. Oh, that's Maria's dress, front and back. These are my first Victorian dresses. And this is the one that I made for Brittany. And for her wedding, I mean, not for her wedding, for her to be in my wedding. My wedding dress went through different changes. And that's the dress that I made for my daughter-in-law. And there was one dress I really wanted to make. So I bought the pattern, I bought the stuff, I took my reference pictures, and I made a dress. So that is that dress made from a picture. And all you have to do is kind of know your history of fashion. So I knew that there was a pattern for this dress. And that is that bad boy right there, the Truly Victorian TV 463. That was the top part, the Polynesian dress, the skirt was the bottom half. And I just used bits and pieces of it to make it. I looked at what she used for her material, from the lace to the buttons, and I was able to copy it. I even found the exact same lace that she used for the sleeves. I'm working on that one now. That one I'm working on now. And then, of course, that's the boy's outfit for our wedding. That's the Annie. I made him dress up. Flower girl outfit that was based on this dress. My other daughter dress based on that. This is my very first dress I ever made. God bless me. And I take pictures front, back, and side, see what the accessories are, go through historical pictures, because I don't usually do TV shows that often, because sometimes they're wrong, so I try to go off the historical pictures to make what I need to make. And then, of course, my Calypso, that's the Calypso, middle of. And then I do, of course, 50s, and I base a dress. I see a picture, I'll make it. And that's the apron that goes on. That's my 1920s. Of course, I wore that here. If you ever come here, I will be in costume most times. So I take a pattern and I make it. I can make it most everything from patterns. And that's what my wedding dress looks like. Of course, I made this entire outfit, foot and all. And that's, of course, with my friend and her dress. And then, of course, my other friends. That's Jack, he married us. And the costumes that they have. Have friends that have costumes and do what you like. And hang out with them and take a bunch of pictures of them and still all their stuff. Right. So here's me and the boy and the outfits that we made. I made his outfit and mine. Of course, my Victorian dress, as everyone knows. And this is the dress that's downstairs. And that's where I'm going to end it because I think I'm out of time. Have fun. Ask questions. There's somebody that does. Watch a video. YouTube is your friend. Velcro is your friend. Don't be afraid of it. It's all right. Yo, where am I going to wear that? Oh, I don't know. I haven't worn this dress since April of last year. I think that was the last time we went to Scarborough. And it's now smaller. It's too big for me. So I had to adjust the Velcro. But while we're in the house, wash dishes, mop the floor. I do it. You can do it too. I'm sure there's lots of people that see me at the painting live, and they saw me there, dressed up. That's where I wear my stuff. I wear my stuff all day, every day. I do not like regular clothes because either I'm covered in paint or I'm in Victoria. And that's how I live my life, and I love it. Join me in it. So are there any questions?
We'll do a 15-minute Q&A. So raise your hands. Darlene will address whoever.
Yeah.
So.
Just ask me anything that you want to know. Yes?
Have you found a good source for ostrich feathers?
eBay, they're expensive. But if you get it early enough, say 2 months before you need them, you can get a whole lot. That is what I use for my musketeer hats, because I need big rollers of 18-inch ones. And so I get that off of eBay. Yes. Oh, you wear
I was
you
looking.
hide. Yes.
Are your patterns organized in any like, or is it just a shuffle?
They are.
Have you had
I am what my mother considers an organized slob. So yeah, sure, it's on the floor, but it's an alphabetical order. So my patterns are actually set up in the cabinets. I have 50s old, 50s new. I have Victorian from this year to this year. Most of what I have are in books of my Victorian. So I actually have, and you guys can come up here and see all my books. I keep books that have pattern on the inside, and I know how to draft them and enlarge them, other than using a printer. And I actually have a book that showed me how to do that. And you guys can come up and take pictures of all my source material. This is the first book I bought. It actually teaches you how to enlarge and adjust patterns. Because I did it the stupid way. I learned how to make patterns instead of learning how to use patterns, which advanced students make patterns. And silly ones that just start uses the already printed patterns. So I did backwards. So I had to do a learning curve to learn how to use patterns. But yes, they are all organized. The little shelf is all of my 80s. Oh, 80s, 60s, items from the 20s. The oldest pattern I have is from 1880.
Wow.
The newest one is one I bought last month because Joe gets had sale. And there is actually, for this dress, there is a pattern for it, if you can find it. They are like looking for hen's teeth, this pattern. I got this one from England, and it was $50 for just a pattern. So, the fabric, of course, is a Kate Thomas special. Because she gave me a bunch of patterns. I want real fans. She gave me a bunch of stuff. and I thank her very much for her fabric donation.
There's more coming.
All right, who else has a question? Yes?
When you do your historical costuming, do you start with the dress first or the undergarments?
Undergarments are important. Yeah. Right now, I can say I don't have undergarments today. I don't want undergarments. But I don't have historically correct undergarments because I got on tissues. But there is a hoop skirt under here. Normally, you would have your chemise, your corset cover, which is a very tiny t-shirt-like thing. Then you'll have your underdress, your petticoats, and then your overdress and whatever jacket skirt process you have. This, because it is a costume and not clothing, is all one piece. So the corset, as I flash everybody, is all one piece. So my corset is built in to the piece. This normally would have been a separate two-dress. The sleeves would have been separate. This little piece here would have been separate. But ain't nobody got time for that. So when I make my costumes, not my historical clothes, my historical costumes, I make it all as one piece or two pieces. The Dora Milaje, oh, that's a bad example, because that's 5 pieces. Because it's where the orange and the red is all one piece. Then the brown is one piece. And then the skirt is one piece. and then there's a belt, and then there's another skirt. But this guy is all one piece. Now, because life is hot, he comes apart. In case I just want to wear the hat and the ears, and I can paint my face and be a fox, or I can wear the whole thing. And so I usually like to try to make all my costumes wearable, where you don't have to keep going like this, and putting like that, going like this. So I try to make it all in one piece. A lot of everyone does the multiple layers, but I'm 52. I'm hot. I can't do it more. Any other questions? Yes.
So, I'm getting the impression, and I don't know you well enough to know the answer yet, but I'm getting the impression this is your passion, this is what you do for you, or
Yes.
is this partially a business? I know you do murals, right? For
Yes.
your business as well as, you're
Well,
just a multi-talented. I can't figure out what do you do for business and what do you do just because you can't stand not to do it?
I want to answer that with what had happened was. What had happened was I started off making costumes. And I sold costumes. And I made costumes for anybody who came up to me and said, Darlene, I need. And I did that as my business. And then what had happened was I painted on the side of my house. Someone saw that and liked it and said, could you paint for me? So I painted for them. And then someone else saw that and said, can you paint for me? I said, oh yeah, sure. That's what I'm doing. I guess that's what I'm doing. So next thing you know, I'm painting murals. Well, I'm never at home. I'm not even at home now. And so I had to stop sewing. Because even though it takes me a day, 2 days, that's a good 12 hours sitting all day to make something. And so when I'm not at home, I couldn't sew anymore. So now I just sew for me. So if I have an art show and I need something for, I'll sew it. I don't like to wear things twice, which is why you'll never see this again. I don't sell them. They kind of go up into the closet and get put in Tupperware and stored away until God forbid someone says, I need a dress, and then they can borrow it. Usually I give away a lot of my costumes that you saw before. They're gone. I don't have them anymore because I've given them away or cut them up and made something else. Even my wedding dress, the blue wedding dress that was on display, it's already been cut up and turned into something else. In fact, the bottom half of this is the bottom half of my wedding dress that I cut up to use on that. Because I recycle. Nothing is forever. But I like painting. I like sewing. I like painting more. I rather paint and make $2,000 in 12 hours, or just sew something and make $100 in 12 hours. That's basically what it comes down to. I like it for me. I don't like sewing for other people, only because they are particular. and so I don't sew for other people anymore. I had one incident where a customer asked me for a dress. She didn't need it until a few months later. I made the dress. I mailed it to her. She took a picture of herself and said, it don't fit. And I went, now I know I made that right. And I looked at it. And of course it was too big. And I was like, what happened? Oh, I got gashed 5 times. She wanted her money back. Because the dress didn't fit. Was it my fault? I don't know. I used the measurements that she gave me 3 months before. But she lost 50 to 100 pounds. And the dress didn't fit anymore. What did I have to do? I had to get the money back. Did I get my dress back? No. She got it. And her money back.
You don't have to give the money back. You choose.
I do to make it okay. Just like if I painted something on your wall and you didn't like it, I go, it's okay, brother, I got time. So, I can fix it. And that's what I did to fix it. And then from that moment on, I went, I'm never making anything for anyone else again on the penalty of death and destruction. But I like sewing. I do make a lot of stuff. I'm not going to sew for a long time for that because I got the season of painting that started. I've already got and stuff, but she was doing the play. And I went, here's what I got, here's what you need. But after this, we're all going to one of my, speaking of painting on walls, is the Blue Bayou. It's my favorite place to eat. He has grease, he has gravy, it's got salt, it's bad for you, and I love it. Yeah, and throw some cornbread in it, it's all right. So I'm hoping that you guys will join me there after all this. I do have some stickers of my murals if you would like to have any. You're more than welcome to take as many as you need. I don't need those. Please take those with you. Please take them. Come up and look at the stuff that I have on display here up close. You can pick and prod, poke at, ask me some more questions, and thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it.